The evolution of fear. Fear is a primal instinct that has evolved over millions of years to protect us from danger. From the early days of our ancestors facing predators in the wild to the modern world where we are faced with different types of threats, fear has been a constant companion in human existence. In the beginning, fear was essential for survival. It kept our ancestors alert and aware of potential dangers, allowing them to react quickly and effectively to threats. As humans evolved, so did our fears. We began to fear not only physical threats but also social rejection, failure, and uncertainty about the future. Today, fear manifests in many different forms. Some people are fearful of spiders or heights, while others are afraid of public speaking or making mistakes. These fears are deeply rooted in our psyche and can be difficult to overcome. Understanding the evolution of fear can help us better manage and overcome our deepest fears. By recognizing that fear is a natural response to perceived threats, we can begin to unravel the complex web of emotions that underlie our fears. In the modern world, fear can be paralyzing. It can prevent us from taking risks, pursuing our dreams, and reaching our full potential. By understanding the evolutionary roots of fear, we can begin to reframe our thoughts and beliefs about fear, allowing us to confront our fears head-on. Ultimately, the evolution of fear is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the human mind. By acknowledging our fears and working to understand them, we can begin to overcome them and live a more fulfilling and fearless life. The role of fear in survival. Fear is a powerful emotion that has played a crucial role in the survival of our species throughout history. In the wild, fear triggers a fight-or-flight response that can mean the difference between life and death. But what is the role of fear in survival for modern humans? In the book, The Anatomy of Fear, Understanding and Overcoming Your Deepest Fears, we delve into the complex relationship between fear and survival. Fear is a natural response to danger, helping us to assess threats and make split-second decisions that can save our lives. It is a primal instinct that has been hardwired into our brains over millions of years of evolution. But in today's world, where many of the threats we face are more psychological than physical, fear can sometimes work against us. Chronic fear and anxiety can lead to a host of negative consequences, from health problems to impaired decision-making. Learning to understand and manage our fears is essential for living a happy and fulfilling life. One key aspect of fear in survival is learning to differentiate between real threats and perceived dangers. Our brains often have a hard time distinguishing between the two, leading us to react as if we are in immediate danger even when we are not. By learning to recognize when our fear response is being triggered by irrational thoughts or beliefs, we can begin to overcome our deepest fears and live more confidently. Ultimately, fear can be a powerful tool for survival, but only if we learn to harness its energy and use it to our advantage. By understanding the role of fear in survival and learning to manage our fears effectively, we can live more fully and fearlessly in an uncertain world. Chapter 2: Types of Fear. Common Phobias. Fear is a universal emotion that can manifest in various forms, one of which is phobias. Phobias are intense, irrational fears of specific objects or situations that can cause significant distress and interfere with daily life. While phobias are common, they can be debilitating if left untreated. One of the most common phobias is arachnophobia, the fear of spiders. Many people with this phobia experience intense anxiety or panic attacks at the sight of a spider, even if it poses no real threat. Another common phobia is acrophobia, the fear of heights. Those with acrophobia may avoid tall buildings or bridges, and may experience dizziness or nausea when exposed to heights. Other common phobias include claustrophobia, fear of confined spaces, agoraphobia, fear of open or crowded spaces, and social phobia, fear of social situations. These phobias can have a significant impact on a person's quality of life, leading to avoidance behaviors and isolation. Understanding the root cause of phobias is essential in overcoming them. Phobias often develop as a result of a traumatic experience or learned behavior. By recognizing the triggers and underlying beliefs associated with a phobia, individuals can begin to challenge and reframe their fears. Treatment options for phobias include cognitive behavioral therapy, exposure therapy, and medication. Cognitive behavioral therapy helps individuals identify and change negative thought patterns associated with their phobias, while exposure therapy involves gradually exposing individuals to their fears in a controlled setting. It is important for everyone to recognize and address their phobias in order to live a fulfilling and fear-free life. By understanding the common phobias that affect many individuals, we can work towards overcoming our deepest fears and reclaiming our sense of empowerment. Existential fears. Existential fears are those deep-rooted anxieties that plague us all at some point in our lives. They are the fears that make us question our very existence and purpose in this vast and sometimes overwhelming world. These fears can manifest in various ways, from fear of death and the unknown to fear of failure and insignificance. One of the most common existential fears is the fear of death. The idea of our own mortality can be a terrifying thought, causing us to question what comes after this life and if our existence truly has any meaning. This fear can lead to anxiety, depression, and even a fear of taking risks or trying new things for fear of the unknown. Another common existential fear is the fear of failure. Many of us worry about not living up to our potential or not achieving our goals in life. This fear can be paralyzing, causing us to avoid challenges and opportunities that could lead to growth and fulfillment. It can also lead to feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt. Existential fears can also stem from a fear of insignificance. We may worry that our lives are meaningless or that we don't matter in the grand scheme of things. This fear can lead to feelings of loneliness, isolation, and a lack of purpose. It's important to recognize and acknowledge our existential fears so that we can begin to address them and overcome them. By facing our fears head-on, we can begin to understand where they come from and how they are impacting our lives. Through therapy, self-reflection, and support from others, we can learn to cope with our existential fears and find meaning and fulfillment in our lives. Remember, you are not alone in your existential fears. We all experience them to some degree, and by confronting them, we can move towards a more fulfilling and purposeful existence. Social anxiety. Social anxiety is a common fear that many people struggle with on a daily basis. It is characterized by an intense fear of social situations, often leading to feelings of self-consciousness, embarrassment, and even panic. This fear can be debilitating, making it difficult for individuals to interact with others and participate in everyday activities. One of the key components of social anxiety is the fear of being judged or rejected by others. This fear can stem from past experiences of being criticized or humiliated in social settings, leading individuals to avoid social situations altogether. However, avoiding these situations only serves to reinforce the fear, making it even more difficult to overcome. Fortunately, there are strategies that can help individuals manage and overcome social anxiety. One important step is to challenge negative thoughts and beliefs about oneself and others. By recognizing and challenging these thoughts, individuals can begin to see social situations in a more realistic and balanced light. Another helpful strategy is to gradually expose oneself to social situations that provoke anxiety, starting with small, manageable steps. This exposure can help individuals build confidence and reduce the fear associated with social interactions. It is also important for individuals to practice self-care and relaxation techniques to help manage anxiety symptoms. This can include exercise, mindfulness, deep breathing, and other stress-reducing activities. Overall, social anxiety is a common fear that many people experience, but it is possible to overcome with the right strategies and support. By challenging negative thoughts, gradually exposing oneself to social situations, and practicing self-care, individuals can learn to manage their anxiety and participate more fully in social interactions. Chapter 3: Understanding Fear. The Psychology of Fear. Fear is a universal emotion that everyone experiences at some point in their lives. From a young age, we are wired to respond to threats with fear as a way to protect ourselves from danger. Understanding the psychology behind fear can help us better cope with our deepest fears and ultimately overcome them. One of the key components of fear is the amygdala, a small almond-shaped structure in the brain that is responsible for processing emotions, including fear. When we encounter a threatening situation, the amygdala sends signals to other parts of the brain, such as the hypothalamus and the brainstem, to initiate the fight or flight response. This response triggers a surge of adrenaline, which prepares the body to either confront the threat or flee from it. Fear can also be learned through experiences and associations. For example, if someone has a traumatic experience with a dog as a child, they may develop a fear of dogs that persists into adulthood. This learned fear can be difficult to overcome, but with the right tools and support, it is possible to reframe these associations and change our responses to fear-inducing stimuli. Additionally, our beliefs and attitudes play a significant role in how we experience fear. Negative self-talk and catastrophic thinking can amplify our fears and make them feel overwhelming. By challenging these negative beliefs and reframing our thoughts, we can reduce the power that fear holds over us. In conclusion, understanding the psychology of fear is crucial for overcoming our deepest fears. By learning how fear operates in the brain, recognizing learned fears, and challenging negative beliefs, we can begin to take steps towards conquering our fears and living more fulfilling lives. How fear manifests in the body. Fear is a powerful emotion that can manifest in various ways throughout the body. Our physical responses to fear are deeply rooted in our evolutionary history, designed to keep us safe from potential threats. Understanding how fear manifests in the body can help us better cope with and overcome our deepest fears. One of the most common physical manifestations of fear is the fight or flight response. When we perceive a threat, our bodies release adrenaline and cortisol, preparing us to either fight the threat or flee from it. This response can cause a rapid heartbeat, increased breathing rate, and tense muscles as our bodies prepare for action. Fear can also manifest in the body through symptoms such as sweating, trembling, and nausea. These physical symptoms are often a result of the body's heightened stress response to fear-inducing situations. In extreme cases, fear can even lead to panic attacks, which can cause chest pain, shortness of breath, and a sense of impending doom. Chronic fear and anxiety can also have long-term effects on the body, such as increased blood pressure, weakened immune system, and digestive issues. Prolonged exposure to fear can have a detrimental impact on both our physical and mental health. By understanding how fear manifests in the body, we can learn to recognize the physical signs of fear and develop strategies to cope with them. Techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness, and physical exercise can help regulate our body's stress response and reduce the physical symptoms of fear. In The Anatomy of Fear, Understanding and Overcoming Your Deepest Fears, readers will gain insight into how fear manifests in the body and learn practical tools to manage their physical responses to fear. By understanding the connection between mind and body, we can begin to conquer our fears and live more fulfilling lives. The impact of fear on mental health. Fear is a powerful emotion that can have a significant impact on our mental health. Whether it's a fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown, these feelings can manifest in various ways and take a toll on our well-being. Understanding how fear affects our mental health is crucial in order to address and overcome these deep-rooted anxieties. One of the most common ways fear impacts mental health is through increased stress and anxiety. When we are afraid, our bodies enter into a state of heightened alertness, releasing stress hormones that can wreak havoc on our mental state. This chronic stress can lead to anxiety disorders, depression, and other mental health issues if left unchecked. Fear can also contribute to feelings of isolation and loneliness. When we are consumed by fear, we may withdraw from social situations and isolate ourselves from others. This can lead to feelings of loneliness and exacerbate existing mental health issues. It's important to remember that reaching out for support is crucial in times of fear and anxiety. Additionally, fear can negatively impact our self-esteem and confidence. When we are constantly afraid of failure or rejection, we may start to doubt our abilities and worth. This can lead to a cycle of negative self-talk and self-sabotaging behaviors that further harm our mental health. In order to overcome the impact of fear on mental health, it's important to address these fears head-on. This may involve seeking therapy, practicing mindfulness and relaxation techniques, or challenging negative thought patterns. Remember, you are not alone in your fears, and there is help available to support you on your journey to overcoming them. Chapter 4: Overcoming Fear. Cognitive Behavioral Techniques. In the journey to understand and overcome our deepest fears, one powerful tool that we can utilize is cognitive behavioral techniques. These techniques are rooted in the idea that our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are interconnected, and by changing our thoughts, we can ultimately change our emotional responses and actions. One common cognitive behavioral technique is cognitive restructuring. This involves identifying and challenging negative thought patterns that contribute to our fears. By recognizing and replacing these irrational or distorted thoughts with more realistic and positive ones, we can begin to shift our mindset and reduce the intensity of our fears. Another effective technique is exposure therapy, which involves gradually exposing ourselves to the sources of our fears in a controlled and safe environment. This gradual exposure helps desensitize us to the fear-inducing stimuli and allows us to build confidence in facing our fears head-on. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques can also be beneficial in managing fear and anxiety. By practicing mindfulness, we can learn to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing us to create distance from them and prevent them from overwhelming us. Relaxation techniques, such as deep breathing exercises or progressive muscle relaxation, can help calm our nervous system and reduce the physical symptoms of fear. By incorporating cognitive behavioral techniques into our daily lives, we can begin to unravel the complex web of our fears and take proactive steps towards overcoming them. Remember, fear is a natural emotion, but it doesn't have to control us. With the right tools and strategies, we can learn to confront our fears with courage and resilience. Exposure therapy. Exposure therapy is a powerful tool in overcoming fear and anxiety. This therapeutic technique involves gradually exposing oneself to the source of fear or anxiety in a controlled environment. By facing your fears head-on, you can learn to overcome them and regain control over your life. For everyone struggling with fear, exposure therapy can be a life-changing experience. It may seem daunting at first, but with the guidance of a trained therapist, you can learn to confront your fears in a safe and supportive environment. The process may involve creating a fear hierarchy, starting with the least anxiety-provoking situation and gradually working your way up to more challenging scenarios. Exposure therapy works by desensitizing your fear response. As you repeatedly expose yourself to the source of your fear, your anxiety levels will decrease over time. This process allows you to rewire your brain's response to fear and learn that you can cope with the situation without feeling overwhelmed. One of the key benefits of exposure therapy is that it can lead to long-lasting results. By confronting your fears in a systematic way, you can build confidence and resilience that will carry over into other areas of your life. Over time, you may find that situations that once caused you intense anxiety no longer have the power to paralyze you. If you are struggling with fear, consider exploring exposure therapy as a way to overcome your deepest fears. With dedication and determination, you can learn to face your fears head-on and live a more fulfilling life. Remember, you are not alone in your journey to conquer fear. There are resources and support available to help you every step of the way. Mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools in the battle against fear. By practicing mindfulness, individuals can learn to live in the present moment and let go of anxious thoughts about the future or past. This can help reduce the grip that fear has on our minds and bodies. Meditation, on the other hand, can help individuals develop a sense of inner calm and peace. By taking time each day to sit quietly and focus on their breath or a calming mantra, individuals can learn to quiet the constant chatter of their minds and find a sense of stillness within themselves. When it comes to fear, mindfulness and meditation can be particularly effective. By learning to observe their thoughts and emotions without judgment, individuals can begin to see fear for what it truly is, a passing sensation that does not define them. This can help individuals develop a sense of detachment from their fears and prevent them from spiraling out of control. In addition, mindfulness and meditation can help individuals develop a greater sense of self-awareness. By tuning into their bodies and emotions, individuals can begin to recognize the physical and mental signs of fear before it takes hold. This can give individuals the opportunity to intervene before fear escalates and help them develop healthier coping mechanisms. Overall, mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools for overcoming fear. By incorporating these practices into their daily lives, individuals can learn to live with greater peace, clarity, and resilience in the face of their deepest fears. Chapter 5: Facing Your Deepest Fears. Identifying your greatest fear. Fear is a powerful emotion that can hold us back from reaching our full potential. In order to overcome our fears, we must first identify what it is that we are truly afraid of. This process can be both challenging and enlightening, as it forces us to confront the deepest parts of ourselves. One way to identify your greatest fear is to pay attention to what triggers a strong emotional response in you. Is there a particular situation or thought that consistently sends shivers down your spine? This could be a clue to what you fear the most. Another method is to reflect on your past experiences and consider what situations have caused you the most fear and anxiety. By examining these moments, you may uncover patterns or themes that point to a specific fear that you have been avoiding. It is also helpful to consider what you avoid or procrastinate on in your daily life. Are there tasks or responsibilities that you consistently put off because they make you uncomfortable or anxious? This avoidance could be a sign that you are afraid of something related to those tasks. Once you have identified your greatest fear, it is important to face it head-on. This can be a daunting task, but avoiding your fears will only give them more power over you. By acknowledging your fear and working through it, you can begin to overcome it and move forward with courage and confidence. Remember, everyone has fears, but it is how we choose to confront and conquer them that defines us. Don't let your fears hold you back from living your best life. Face them, understand them, and ultimately overcome them. Strategies for confronting fear. In the face of fear, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed and helpless. However, there are strategies that can help you confront and overcome your deepest fears. By understanding the root causes of your fear and implementing specific techniques, you can begin to take back control of your thoughts and emotions. One effective strategy for confronting fear is to confront it head-on. This may involve exposing yourself to the object or situation that triggers your fear in a safe and controlled way. By gradually facing your fear, you can desensitize yourself to it and reduce its power over you. Another important strategy is to challenge negative thoughts and beliefs that contribute to your fear. Often, our fears are fueled by irrational beliefs or distorted thinking patterns. By questioning these beliefs and replacing them with more rational and balanced thoughts, you can begin to weaken the grip of fear on your mind. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques can also be powerful tools for confronting fear. By practicing mindfulness, you can learn to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing you to respond to them in a more calm and rational manner. Similarly, relaxation techniques such as deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation can help you reduce the physical symptoms of fear and anxiety. Ultimately, confronting fear is a process that requires patience, courage, and persistence. By implementing these strategies and seeking support from others, you can begin to chip away at the walls of fear that hold you back and move towards a life of greater freedom and fulfillment. Building resilience and courage. In the journey of understanding and overcoming our deepest fears, building resilience and courage is a crucial step. Fear is a natural reaction to the unknown, the uncertain, and the uncomfortable. It can paralyze us, keep us stuck in our comfort zones, and prevent us from reaching our full potential. But with resilience and courage, we can face our fears head-on and emerge stronger on the other side. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to adapt to change, and to thrive in the face of challenges. It is the inner strength that allows us to keep going when things get tough, to learn from our mistakes, and to grow through our experiences. Building resilience is a process that involves developing coping skills, cultivating a positive mindset, and building a support network of friends and family. Courage, on the other hand, is the willingness to take risks, to step outside of our comfort zones, and to face our fears with bravery and determination. It is the quality that enables us to confront our fears, to push past our limitations, and to pursue our dreams despite the obstacles in our way. Building courage requires practice, persistence, and a willingness to embrace discomfort as a necessary part of personal growth. Together, resilience and courage form a powerful combination that can help us overcome even our deepest fears. By building resilience, we can weather the storms of life with grace and strength. By cultivating courage, we can face our fears with confidence and conviction. And by combining the two, we can transform our fears into opportunities for personal growth and self-discovery. So, whether you are struggling with a specific fear or simply looking to build your resilience and courage in general, remember that you have the power within you to face your fears and emerge stronger on the other side. With determination, persistence, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone, you can overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. Chapter 6: Fear in Society. Fear-mongering in the media. Fear-mongering in the media is a common tactic used to grab the attention of audiences and keep them hooked. This strategy plays on people's deepest fears and anxieties, often leading them to feel overwhelmed and paralyzed by the constant barrage of negative news and sensationalized stories. While fear can be a powerful motivator, it can also be detrimental to our mental health and well-being if not properly managed. Many news outlets use fear-mongering as a way to increase viewership and ratings, exploiting our natural instinct to protect ourselves from potential threats. By bombarding us with stories of violence, disaster, and uncertainty, the media creates a sense of urgency and panic that can leave us feeling helpless and anxious. This constant state of fear can have lasting effects on our mental and emotional health, leading to increased stress, anxiety, and even depression. It is important for everyone to be aware of the ways in which fear-mongering in the media can affect our mental well-being. By recognizing when we are being manipulated by sensationalized stories and exaggerated threats, we can take steps to protect ourselves from falling victim to unnecessary fear and anxiety. This may involve limiting our exposure to negative news, fact-checking information before believing it, and seeking out more balanced and objective sources of information. Ultimately, overcoming fear-mongering in the media requires us to be more mindful of the messages we are consuming and to approach them with a critical eye. By taking control of our own media consumption habits and actively challenging fear-based narratives, we can reduce the impact of fear on our lives and cultivate a sense of empowerment and resilience in the face of uncertainty. The politics of fear. Fear has long been used as a powerful tool in the realm of politics. From ancient times to the present day, politicians have manipulated people's fears to gain power, control, and influence. This tactic, known as the politics of fear, is often used to sway public opinion, justify controversial policies, and divide populations. One of the most common ways politicians exploit fear is by exaggerating threats and creating a sense of urgency. By painting a bleak picture of the future and instilling fear in the minds of the public, politicians can rally support for their agendas and push through their policies with little opposition. This strategy plays on people's natural instinct to protect themselves from harm, making them more susceptible to manipulation. Fear-mongering is another common tactic used in the politics of fear. By spreading misinformation, exaggerating dangers, and demonizing certain groups or individuals, politicians can create a climate of fear and distrust. This not only serves to divide communities but also distracts from the real issues at hand. In today's world, the politics of fear is more prevalent than ever. With the rise of social media and 24-hour news cycles, fear can spread like wildfire and influence public opinion in a matter of seconds. It is important for everyone to be aware of this tactic and not let fear dictate their beliefs and actions. By understanding the politics of fear and recognizing when it is being used, we can empower ourselves to think critically, question authority, and make informed decisions. Only by overcoming our deepest fears can we truly break free from the grip of manipulation and create a more just and equitable society for all. Overcoming fear as a collective. Fear is a universal experience that can often leave us feeling isolated and alone. However, the truth is that we are all connected by our fears, and by coming together as a collective, we can support one another in overcoming them. In this subchapter, we will explore the power of facing our fears as a group and how doing so can lead to greater resilience and strength. When we confront our fears together, we create a sense of unity and shared purpose. By sharing our experiences and vulnerabilities with others, we can see that we are not alone in our struggles. This sense of community can provide a powerful source of comfort and reassurance, helping us to feel more empowered and less isolated in the face of our fears. Additionally, coming together as a collective allows us to draw upon the collective wisdom and strength of the group. By sharing strategies and techniques for overcoming fear, we can learn from one another and support each other in our individual journeys towards greater courage and resilience. In this way, we can benefit from the diverse perspectives and experiences of the group, gaining new insights and strategies for facing our fears head-on. Ultimately, overcoming fear as a collective is about recognizing that we are all in this together. By standing shoulder to shoulder with others who share our struggles, we can find the courage and strength to move beyond our fears and towards a life of greater freedom and fulfillment. Together, we can create a supportive and empowering community that helps us to face our fears with greater confidence and resilience. Chapter 7: The Power of Vulnerability. Embracing vulnerability to overcome fear. Fear is a powerful emotion that can cripple us, preventing us from living our lives to the fullest. It is often our fear of being vulnerable that holds us back, keeping us from taking risks and pursuing our dreams. However, what if vulnerability is actually the key to overcoming fear? In order to understand this concept, we must first acknowledge that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we are opening ourselves up to the possibility of failure, rejection, and disappointment. It takes courage to show our true selves to the world, knowing that we may not always be accepted or understood. By embracing vulnerability, we can begin to confront our fears head-on. Instead of avoiding situations that make us uncomfortable, we can lean into them, allowing ourselves to experience the full range of emotions that come with being vulnerable. This can be a scary prospect, but it is only by facing our fears that we can truly overcome them. One way to embrace vulnerability is to practice self-compassion. By being kind and gentle with ourselves, we can create a safe space to explore our fears and insecurities. This can help us to build resilience and develop a greater sense of self-worth, enabling us to face our fears with confidence and courage. Ultimately, by embracing vulnerability, we can learn to let go of our fears and live more authentically. We can cultivate deeper connections with others, take risks, and pursue our passions without fear holding us back. So, next time you feel afraid, remember that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength. Embrace it, and watch your fears begin to melt away. Cultivating empathy and compassion. In the journey to understand and conquer our deepest fears, one of the most powerful tools we can harness is the ability to cultivate empathy and compassion. These two qualities are not only essential for our own personal growth and well-being, but they also play a crucial role in helping us navigate the complex landscape of fear. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. By cultivating empathy, we can begin to see the world through the eyes of those around us, gaining a deeper understanding of their experiences and perspectives. This can be particularly helpful when it comes to fear, as it allows us to connect with others on a deeper level and offer support and comfort when they are facing their own fears. Compassion, on the other hand, is the impulse to alleviate the suffering of others. When we cultivate compassion, we develop a sense of kindness and caring towards those who are struggling, including ourselves. This can be a powerful antidote to fear, as it helps us to approach our fears with a sense of gentleness and understanding, rather than judgment and harshness. By incorporating empathy and compassion into our lives, we can begin to break down the barriers that fear often creates between ourselves and others. Instead of seeing fear as something that isolates us, we can begin to see it as a common human experience that connects us to one another. This sense of connection and understanding can help us to feel less alone in our fears, and more supported as we work to overcome them. So, whether you are struggling with fear yourself or seeking to support others in their own fear journeys, remember the power of empathy and compassion. By cultivating these qualities, we can create a more compassionate and understanding world, where fear no longer holds us back from living our fullest lives. Finding strength in authenticity. In a world that often values conformity and fitting in, it can be easy to lose sight of the power of authenticity. However, when it comes to facing our deepest fears, finding strength in our true selves is essential. Authenticity is about being true to who we are, embracing our unique qualities, and not being afraid to show our vulnerabilities. When we are authentic, we are able to face our fears with courage and resilience. We are not hiding behind a mask or pretending to be someone we are not. Instead, we are embracing our fears head-on, acknowledging them, and finding the strength within ourselves to overcome them. Authenticity also allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. When we are authentic, we are able to build genuine relationships based on trust and honesty. We are not afraid to show our true selves to others, and in doing so, we create meaningful connections that can help us navigate our fears together. In a society that often encourages us to hide our flaws and weaknesses, it can be difficult to embrace authenticity. However, by being true to who we are, we can find the strength we need to face our fears and overcome them. Authenticity is not about being perfect, but about being real. It is about accepting ourselves for who we are, flaws and all, and finding the courage to confront our fears with honesty and integrity. So, if you are struggling with fear, remember that you have the power to find strength in authenticity. Embrace your true self, be honest about your fears, and trust that you have the resilience within you to overcome them. By being authentic, you can tap into a source of strength that will help you face your fears head-on and emerge stronger on the other side. Chapter 8: Moving Forward. Creating a Fear-Free Future. In this subchapter, Creating a Fear-Free Future, we will explore practical strategies and techniques to help you overcome your deepest fears and build a life filled with courage and confidence. Fear is a natural human emotion that can hold us back from reaching our full potential, but it doesn't have to control us. By understanding the root causes of our fears and learning how to confront and overcome them, we can create a future free from fear. One of the first steps in creating a fear-free future is to identify the specific fears that are holding you back. This may involve taking a close look at your thought patterns, behaviors, and past experiences to uncover the underlying reasons for your fears. Once you have identified your fears, you can begin to challenge them and replace them with more positive and empowering beliefs. Another important aspect of creating a fear-free future is learning how to manage stress and anxiety. Fear often stems from a sense of uncertainty or lack of control, so it's essential to find healthy ways to cope with stress and build resilience in the face of challenges. This may involve practicing relaxation techniques, such as deep breathing or meditation, or engaging in physical activities like yoga or exercise. In addition, surrounding yourself with a supportive network of friends, family, or a therapist can provide valuable encouragement and guidance as you work to overcome your fears. Remember, you don't have to face your fears alone. Seeking help and support from others can make the journey to a fear-free future much easier. By taking proactive steps to confront and overcome your deepest fears, you can create a future filled with confidence, courage, and peace of mind. With dedication and perseverance, you can build a life free from the constraints of fear and embrace a future filled with limitless possibilities. Maintaining emotional well-being. In the journey of understanding and overcoming our deepest fears, it is crucial to prioritize our emotional well-being. Fear can take a toll on our mental and emotional health, making it essential to implement strategies that help us maintain a sense of balance and resilience. One of the key ways to maintain emotional well-being in the face of fear is to practice self-care. This includes engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. Taking care of your physical health through proper nutrition, adequate sleep, and regular exercise can also have a positive impact on your emotional well-being. It is also important to cultivate a support system of friends, family, or a therapist who can provide you with a safe space to express your fears and concerns. Talking about your fears can help you process your emotions and gain perspective on them, ultimately leading to a sense of relief and empowerment. Furthermore, practicing mindfulness and staying present in the moment can help you manage overwhelming feelings of fear and anxiety. By focusing on the present moment, you can prevent yourself from getting caught up in catastrophic thinking or ruminating on worst-case scenarios. Remember, it is okay to seek professional help if you are struggling to maintain your emotional well-being in the face of fear. Therapy, counseling, or support groups can provide you with the tools and resources you need to navigate your fears and build emotional resilience. By prioritizing your emotional well-being and implementing these strategies, you can better manage your fears and ultimately work towards overcoming them. Remember, you are not alone in your journey, and there are resources and support available to help you every step of the way. Empowering others to overcome fear. Fear is a powerful emotion that can hold us back from reaching our full potential. It can paralyze us, preventing us from taking risks and pursuing our dreams. But it doesn't have to be this way. In fact, by empowering others to overcome fear, we can create a ripple effect of courage and confidence that can transform not only our own lives but also the lives of those around us. Empowering others to overcome fear starts with acknowledging their fears and validating their feelings. It's important to create a safe space where people feel comfortable sharing their fears without judgment. By listening actively and offering support, we can help others feel heard and understood. Next, it's important to help others reframe their fears and see them as opportunities for growth. Fear is often a sign that we are stepping outside of our comfort zone and challenging ourselves. By reframing fear as a positive force that can propel us forward, we can help others see it in a new light. One powerful way to empower others to overcome fear is by leading by example. When we face our own fears head-on and push ourselves to overcome them, we show others that it is possible to conquer their own fears as well. By demonstrating courage and resilience, we inspire others to do the same. In the end, empowering others to overcome fear is about creating a supportive community where everyone feels encouraged to face their fears and pursue their goals. By coming together to lift each other up and provide a sense of camaraderie, we can create a network of fearless individuals who are ready to take on the world. Chapter 9. Resources for further exploration. Recommended books on fear. For those looking to delve deeper into the complex emotion of fear and learn how to overcome their deepest fears, there are several insightful books that come highly recommended. Whether you are looking for personal anecdotes, scientific explanations, or practical tips, these books cover a wide range of perspectives on fear. 1. The Gift of Fear. By Gavin de Becker. This groundbreaking book offers a unique perspective on fear and intuition, exploring how our instincts can protect us from harm. De Becker provides practical advice on how to listen to our inner voice and recognize potential dangers. 2. Feel the fear and Do It Anyway. By Susan Jeffers. In this empowering book, Jeffers encourages readers to face their fears head-on and take control of their lives. Through practical exercises and techniques, she teaches readers how to embrace fear as a catalyst for personal growth. 3. Daring Greatly. By Brené Brown. Brown explores the concept of vulnerability and its connection to fear in this thought-provoking book. By embracing vulnerability, she argues, we can overcome our fears and live more authentically. 4. The Anxiety and Phobia Workbook. By Edmund J. Bourne. For those struggling with anxiety and phobias, this comprehensive workbook offers practical strategies for managing fear and anxiety. Bourne provides step-by-step exercises and techniques to help readers overcome their fears. 5. The 10 Best Ever Anxiety Management Techniques. By Margaret Warenberg, this informative book offers a practical guide to managing anxiety and fear. Warenberg provides evidence-based techniques for reducing anxiety and regaining control over your emotions. By exploring these recommended books on fear, you can gain a better understanding of your fears and learn how to overcome them. Whether you are looking for personal stories, scientific insights, or practical strategies, these books offer valuable perspectives on fear and how to conquer it. Online resources for fear management. In today's digital age, there are countless online resources available to help individuals manage their fears. Whether you are dealing with phobias, anxiety, or any other type of fear, the internet can be a valuable tool in overcoming these challenges. Below are some of the best online resources for fear management that anyone can access and benefit from. 1. Websites. There are numerous websites dedicated to providing information, support, and resources for those struggling with fear. Websites like Anxiety and Depression Association of America, ADA, and fearof.net offer articles, self-help tools, and community forums where individuals can share their experiences and seek advice from experts. 2. Apps. With the rise of smartphone technology, there are now apps specifically designed to help individuals manage their fears. Apps like Calm, Headspace, and Fear Tools offer guided meditations, relaxation techniques, and cognitive behavioral therapy exercises to help users confront and overcome their fears. 3. Online therapy. For those who prefer a more personalized approach, online therapy platforms like BetterHelp and Talkspace offer convenient and affordable access to licensed therapists who specialize in fear management. These platforms allow individuals to receive therapy sessions via video chat, phone calls, or messaging, making it easier than ever to get the help you need. 4. Social media groups. Joining online support groups on platforms like Facebook or Reddit can also be a great way to connect with others who are going through similar experiences. These groups provide a safe space for individuals to share their fears, seek advice, and offer support to one another. Overall, the internet is a valuable resource for anyone looking to better understand and overcome their deepest fears. By utilizing these online resources, individuals can take proactive steps towards managing their fears and living a more fulfilling life. Support groups and therapy options. Support groups and therapy options can be invaluable resources for anyone struggling with fear and anxiety. Whether you are facing specific phobias, generalized anxiety, or panic attacks, connecting with others who share similar experiences can provide comfort, understanding, and encouragement. Support groups offer a safe space to share your fears and concerns without judgment. Knowing that you are not alone in your struggles can be incredibly empowering and can help you feel less isolated in your journey to overcome fear. Therapy options, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, exposure therapy, and mindfulness-based techniques, can also be effective in helping you manage and reduce your fears. A trained therapist can work with you to identify the root causes of your fears, challenge negative thought patterns, and develop coping strategies to face your fears head-on. In addition to traditional therapy, alternative therapies such as art therapy, yoga, and meditation can also be helpful in managing fear and anxiety. These practices can help you relax, reduce stress, and cultivate a sense of calm and inner peace. Remember, there is no one-size-fits-all approach to overcoming fear. It may take time, patience, and perseverance to find the right combination of support groups and therapy options that work best for you. But with dedication and a willingness to confront your fears, you can take steps towards living a more fulfilling and fear-free life. Chapter 10. Conclusion. Embracing fear as a path to growth. In the journey of self-discovery and personal growth, fear often serves as a powerful catalyst for change. While fear is typically seen as a negative emotion that hinders progress, it can also be a valuable tool for transformation and development. By embracing fear and using it as a stepping stone towards growth, individuals can unlock their full potential and achieve new levels of personal fulfillment. Fear has a way of highlighting areas in our lives where we feel vulnerable or uncertain. Instead of avoiding these feelings, we can choose to confront them head-on and explore the root causes of our fears. By acknowledging our fears and understanding the underlying reasons behind them, we can begin to address the issues that are holding us back and preventing us from reaching our goals. Embracing fear as a path to growth requires a willingness to step outside of our comfort zone and take risks. It involves pushing past our limitations and challenging ourselves to confront the unknown. By doing so, we open ourselves up to new experiences and opportunities for personal development. When we embrace fear as a tool for growth, we learn to trust in our own abilities and resilience. We develop a sense of courage and confidence that empowers us to face challenges with grace and determination. By embracing fear, we can transform it from a source of anxiety and stress into a source of strength and motivation. Ultimately, by embracing fear as a path to growth, we can unlock our full potential and become the best version of ourselves. Through courage, determination, and self-awareness, we can overcome our deepest fears and achieve our wildest dreams. So, instead of running from fear, let us embrace it as a powerful force for positive change in our lives. The journey to fearlessness. The journey to fearlessness is not an easy one, but it is a journey worth taking. In our book, The Anatomy of Fear, Understanding and Overcoming Your Deepest Fears, we delve into the complexities of fear and how it affects every aspect of our lives. Fear can hold us back from reaching our full potential, from pursuing our dreams, and from living a life of true fulfillment. For everyone who has ever felt the grip of fear tightening around their heart, this subchapter is for you. We will explore the roots of fear, the different ways it manifests in our lives, and most importantly, how to overcome it. Fear is a natural emotion designed to protect us from harm. But when fear becomes excessive and irrational, it can paralyze us and prevent us from living our lives to the fullest. The journey to fearlessness begins with understanding our fears. What triggers them? How do they manifest in our thoughts and behaviors? By shining a light on our fears, we can begin to dismantle them and take back control of our lives. Through self-reflection, therapy, and support from loved ones, we can learn to face our fears head-on and conquer them once and for all. Fearlessness is not the absence of fear, but the courage to confront it and move forward despite it. It is about embracing uncertainty, taking risks, and stepping outside of our comfort zones. It is about believing in ourselves and our ability to overcome whatever obstacles stand in our way. So, to everyone who struggles with fear, know that you are not alone. The journey to fearlessness is a challenging one, but it is one that is worth taking. With perseverance, self-awareness, and a willingness to confront our fears, we can break free from their hold and live a life of courage and fulfillment. Your fearless future. In this subchapter, we will explore the concept of stepping into your fearless future and overcoming the fears that may be holding you back. Fear is a natural emotion that can serve as a protective mechanism, but when it becomes overwhelming and paralyzing, it can hinder your personal growth and keep you from reaching your full potential. Everyone experiences fear at some point in their lives, whether it be fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown. These fears can manifest in various ways, such as anxiety, procrastination, or self-doubt. However, it is important to remember that fear is not a permanent state. It is a temporary feeling that can be overcome with the right mindset and tools. To start your journey towards a fearless future, it is essential to first identify the root cause of your fears. What is it that you are truly afraid of? By understanding the source of your fears, you can begin to work through them and develop coping mechanisms to manage them effectively. Next, it is crucial to challenge your fears and step outside of your comfort zone. The only way to grow and evolve is to face your fears head-on and push past them. By taking small steps towards your goals and confronting your fears, you will gradually build confidence and resilience. Remember, your fearless future is within reach. It is up to you to take the necessary steps to overcome your fears and create the life you truly desire. Embrace the unknown, trust in yourself, and believe in your ability to conquer your deepest fears. Your fearless future awaits. Thank you for completing The Anatomy of Fear: Understanding and Overcoming Your Deepest Fears. This audiobook was designed to guide you through a profound exploration of fear, its origins, and the practical steps you can take to confront and conquer your deepest fears.